So I'm just going to smash out some really quick points, and then we're going to have a break. So, and after my talk, we're going to be grabbing some money. So Keelan will be doing that after my talk. Then we're going to have a break, come back, smash some more talks, and then go have some fun. Yeah. So, does anyone want a cupcake? Well, anyone? Yes. Yeah? Yes. Yeah, you can do it. Fucking hell. Furthest corner. Okay, so I just thought I would note down quickly. That's a bad. Everyone's more interested in the cupcake. I just thought I'd note down quickly 5 points that I think are really applicable to inner game, because I think that when you first get into this, you want the things that are going to bring you the really quick results. You want the fucking one line that's just going to like make her melt in front of you. Even on the rare occasion that it might happen, what happens after is just going to destroy you because you don't have the inner stuff sorted. And it like, I know when I first started, that was it, man. I was just like, where's the cool stuff? Everyone's like, build a good lifestyle. I'm like, fuck that shit. But you know, coming from someone who's been at the highs and also at the very fucking lows, yeah, you do need to work on that balance. So I thought I'm going to do 5 quick inner points and then 5 quick practical things that hopefully you can apply tonight. They are very elementary points because this is a newbie night, and I wanted things for guys that you know, are out for the first time tonight. So cool. So first thing, you just want to read that quickly. So one thing that I find a lot is guys just get too caught up in how an approach is going to go. And I find the guys with the most approach anxiety are the ones that beat themselves up way too hard if an approach doesn't go amazingly well. And I know this used to be me as well. And everything changed one day when I was standing outside Coles on Elizabeth Street and I was struggling with some day game. And I thought back to a period in my life when I couldn't fucking approach, I could barely even talk to people. And I remember thinking, man, if I could just like approach a girl on the street, I'd be in heaven. That would be game over for me, I'd be stoked. And I'd realized in the years that had passed, I'd learned so many cool things, and it's almost like I'd lost track of that. You know, I'd lost track of my original goal. It's almost like the success line is always moving forward. First you can't approach, then you can approach, but you can't get numbers. Then you can get numbers, but your numbers fucking flake. And it just elevates all the way through until you've got like 2 girls in your bed going, I can't start a threesome, I'm just terrible. Actually, it did happen to me. Horrible. So I just sort of say, like, you really, really focus on the approach more than the girl. When I started, my motto was focus on the skill instead of the girl. So a lot of my clients will say, like, you know, there's a couple of them here that can confirm that I'm like the happiest guy if a girl shuts me down. It's not like I'm fucking yay, but it's more, just does not affect me whatsoever, because for me, even though I've been doing this for 10 years, I'm still in that mindset that every approach makes me better, makes me stronger. It's like every time I do an approach, yeah, I want to riot after this. Yeah, so tonight when you're out, you're going to feel that anxiety. Despite everything that you hear right now, you're going to be in bars tonight, and every fucking like 5 talks just going to be gone from your head. You're just going to be like, freeze. Because emotion is stronger than logic. So I can hammer you with all this sort of logic, but when you get out there and that emotion, that adrenaline just comes up, yeah. So take a moment, remember what Brad said about sort of monitoring those thoughts. And the first thing I want you to do is pay attention to the approach. The approach. No one in this room has been shut down more than me. No one! I've been punched, slapped, kicked, worn drinks, like, name it, I've had it. So, every guy that I know that's good with this has been shut down, like, heaps. And, you know, they've all got cool stories. It's just how it is. I generally find once you start to get pretty decent, I find it's kind of a rule of 4. One girl will just love you. One girl will just hate you. You know, she'll just hate you. And 2 will just be neutral. They might like you, but they'll have boyfriends, whatever. So, I think if you're hitting about that percentage, you're doing pretty well. So tonight when you go out, focus on that approach. That's it. I don't care what happens after that. The second you walk up and go, hey, excuse me, like you've just done more than most guys ever will in their whole life. So, and that's going to echo throughout your whole life. When you start doing this, you'll start realizing how conquering fear in this area will really help you with fear in other areas as well. Starting businesses, work, all kinds of shit. So, actually my favorite thing about this. If you want to read that. So, I've got a guy that kind of does a little bit of coaching under me. And only maybe 2 weeks ago, he said something, we were chatting with a client, and he just said something which really rang true to me. He said, like, you know what, if you don't have it, you're probably just not ready for it yet. And I was like, fuck, so true. And this is actually a completely verifiable statistic. 70% of lotto winners lose at all, ended up in a worse position within 7 years. And that's because they never learnt the skills to be a millionaire. So if you apply it to this, it's like getting into this kind of going, I want a girlfriend. It's like, no, you don't, because it's just going to end horribly because you've not learnt the skills to have an amazing girlfriend. You've not learnt the skills to have an amazing relationship. You can get a girlfriend. It's easy. You just go to a bar, lower your standards, smash some drinks, off you go. Good. But what happens if it turns to shit very soon after? Just don't settle for a shit relationship, which most people do. You know, it's just because I can't do any better. This will do. You know. So focus on the skills. Don't get into this trying to get the girl. Why am I getting results? Because every time you're going out, every approach you do, you're edging towards it. So when you're ready, it'll show up in your life. Yeah. So this is one of my favorites. Of course, I'm 6'2", so I always get, but you're tall. And I'm quite energetic, so people are always like, yeah, but it's fine for you. Yeah. Do you know how long I went without getting laid when I was in like my early 20s? Probably at the prime of my appearance, like years. So people, you're good looking. Like, yeah, but I was 10 years ago and shit didn't happen. I was 6'2" then. So it's like the only difference. All the shit that you've got in your head, it's got like, I'm short, I'm this, I'm that, yeah, all this stuff. It doesn't mean anything. The only difference between a guy who's good at this and you is that he's gone out and done it a lot. That's the only fucking difference. I'm 6'2", how tall are you?
5'7".
Tim's 5'7", he's one of the best I know. So, you know, but I'm not good looking. There's guys out there that are, yeah, they ain't models. Some of the guys that I know struggle the most are actually the most attractive guys, like I said before. Just because they're so addicted to this, like, but I'm fucking, I'm cool, I'm good looking. Like I've had models, actors, all shit in the past, all kinds of people in the past, and you know, varying degrees. I find the guys that just fucking kill it the most are the ones that have had their heart shattered. So they've been in like relationships, they get divorced or something. And I think that's the case because their whole ego has been shattered. If you've been married for 10 years and then some like, I don't know, vulture of a wife just takes you for everything you have, your life just gets ripped apart. Everything that you think is real, hey, can you shush the back? I'll fucking throw a cupcake at you. No, sorry, that felt very, I used to be a teacher and that was like a blast. So really, this is it. If you take one thing from this fucking whole night, this is it. Just shut the fuck up and get the fuck on with it. You want it, go fucking get it. It might not be tonight, might not be tomorrow, but it's coming. If you're moving towards it, it's coming. Just fucking do it. And same thing with everything. Stop bitching about your job and fucking start a business. Stop bitching about, I'm not very social. Go to a meetup event. Just stop fucking complaining. Do something tonight, you know? Step up. Yeah. Oh no. Yes. This is actually one I hear quite a fair bit. Because I'm not a big advocate of, you know, polygamy, monogamy, all this shit. I don't fucking care. Just do what you want. Like, if you want a girlfriend, cool. If you want 5, cool. Whatever. Just do it. Just do it. Try. But what I find is this quite a fair bit. And I find it's always this type of guy that's doing it. You know, I'm here kind of going, come out on the weekend, man. We'll approach some girls, have a lot of fun, and I get met with that quite a fair bit. I don't want to be some mad player. I don't want to be a PUA. I just want a girl, man. I'm a nice guy. It's like, oh, you're fucking doomed. You're going to struggle so hard. This is a key thing for me when I was starting. just wanted to get better with girls in general. Rather than, and you see this a lot, I get a lot of guys come to me, a lot of guys join the forum, you'll see the post, just kind of like, how do I get this fucking girl to like me? And it's like, the same reason that you can't go out and meet 10 other girls is the same reason that girl doesn't like you. Who the fuck wants what no one else wants? Like, there's a cupcake that's fallen over and no one fucking wants it. I handed that shit around so much, it's like, I was like, yes. Yeah, the Hollywood romance thing, I think it was mentioned somewhere on the Lair recently. Just, you know, fucking, no it wasn't, it was on Facebook and it was awesome. I think it was Liam actually pointed out how bullshit the Notebook is. And that, like, if it happened in real life, they kind of get arrested. Like, yeah, running and jumping on like a Ferris wheel and shit. Oh, won't you?
Melbourne Eye.
What's that?
Melbourne Eye is here.
Sorry?
On the Melbourne Eye.
Yeah, it was on the Melbourne Eye, definitely. Some lip balm, don't mind me. So this is a little trick that I do. I've been visualizing since I was about 16. I read a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and to me that was like my Bible. It was written about 50 years ago by a guy called Joseph Murphy. It's I think it was voted in like the top 25 best self-help books of all time. Sorry, lip balm. And for me it was the first time I realized that what happens in your mind is really reflected in your life. It was like mind-blowing to me, and ever since then I've tried to endeavour to visualise things. So basically every night I go out, I imagine myself in a taxi at like 2 or 3 o'clock, going home, just kind of going, that was fucking awesome. Like, client kicked ass, I had a good night, didn't spend any money, like fucking that was an awesome, awesome night. I can't wait to get into it again. Even tonight on the way here, I'm just kind of like, I want, you know, a full house, I want all the talks to be amazing, I want guys to get a lot, I want every group to go out and destroy the place, I want like, and I'm not just thinking this, I'm feeling it, I'm seeing it in my head. You know, so where are you going to be at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock tonight? You know, some will be maybe on a tram, well it's a bit like trams, but tram, taxi, car ride home, whatever it might be. Just what's going to make you happy? At the end of the night when you're going home, what's going to make you happy? For a guy that's not approached, just feel in your head. You know, I'm on my way home, you know, tonight I approached like 3 girls, 1 hated me, 2 went really well. Like, and keep it realistic too, don't do this guy, fucking model, you know, just keep it realistic for where you're at, you know. For me generally, because I'm out every Friday and Saturday night, for me it's generally, my client had an awesome night, he got some approaches, I want at least 1 to go really shit because you learn more from the shit ones than you do the good ones. And I want 1 or 2 to go really, really well for him. Like, I want to be on my way home, just kind of going, that dude's mind was just blown. Yeah, and I do this for everything. So, whether it's too woo for you or not, whatever, but for me it really helps. So, practical stuff. Yeah, do that. All good. So, everyone's heard of state, getting into state. You know, when you go out, you're going to feel cold. You're going to have come from this, you're going to feel cold. So, I've got a mission for everyone. This is going to be really interesting because Melbourne's just going to get fucking destroyed at like 10:30. Just bars going to be like, this is quiet night. When we walk into bars tonight, I want you to find just anyone, preferably a girl. I don't get along well with guys in bars. I find the conversation quite boring, but girls, it can be anyone. It can be any group of girls. I don't care how attractive they are or whatever. When you walk in, really, really try and endeavour to engage someone quite quickly. Now, you don't have to walk in just like fucking, but just, you're going to walk into a bar and I would say 5-10 minutes. I don't care if it's like just cheers or just walk in and go, hey, what's your name? Oh, cool, later. Just next. Like, and then whatever, it might go great, might go shit, just, you'll find once you get that first one out of the way, like guys that have done this for a long time just know this. Like, especially day game as well. Like, you walk around the city just like,
sacrificing the lamb.
Sacrificing the lamb. I didn't go that far. Yeah, and so that's it. Oh, and a big thing there is, I find a lot of guys have conversation anxiety, not necessarily approach anxiety. It's really easy to approach and just sort of say, hey guys, how's your night going? You'll actually find when you think about it, you'll have more fear about what comes after that, you know, because it's everything that comes after that. So if you just let that go and think, I'm just going to approach, say that, I don't care if you walk off after. Focus on, just for this, focus on just your opener. So, happy days. 3 typical, I don't really like giving openers because I'm a big fan of natural game, just getting out, enjoying yourself, talking to people, hey, what are you drinking? Whatever. But I find guys that are new want some openers. They want an idea of what to say. So these are 3 typical type of openers that I find myself using a lot, in that order as well for like night game. Day game would actually be reversed. Observational openers, just find interesting shit about people. When I'm baffled by how many times guys will go, what do I say? And she's wearing like a fucking sari or some shit. It's just like, you know, just pay attention to people. You'll notice there'll be weird earrings, there'll be multicolored dresses, like some of the stupid shit that I say, like you're the blondest girl I've ever seen, like that. Or I think there was a girl last week, you know, middle of winter, really, really cold. She was wearing this super florally dress. I said, excuse me, I've just got to say, for like middle of winter, I'm glad you're rocking summer. It's fucking awesome. And she was like, ah, she loved it, you know. So just pay attention to people, you know. I don't think that we are completely unconscious when it comes to the way we dress and present ourselves. You know, scarves, boots, all kinds of shit. You can even like, you know, if 2 girls are just chilling quietly in a corner, she's like, what are you doing in the corner? What's going on? You know, just observe them. What are they doing? What are they wearing? A random little observation. That's like probably 70% of my night game. 70% of my approaching, you know. Second one, just, it's not even an opener. It's just literally to walk up to someone and be like, hey, how's it going? It's really, really this easy. I find that it's your energy that they're relating to more than what you're saying. And the guys get caught up in this, what do I say, do you know? And it's really not. If you just kind of, I'm not sure who mentioned, I think it was Matt mentioned before, when guys say, it doesn't feel natural. This is the most natural fucking thing on earth, besides breathing and eating. Like, it's third, fucking being attracted to it. So, keep it simple, literally approach and say, hey, how are you? How's your night going? That's it. Break into a group. Excuse me guys, how's it going? I want to say how. This is the beauty of night game because you don't have to give a reason. You approach a girl on the street and go, excuse me, hey, how's it going? She's going to be like, what are you selling or are you trying to kidnap me? You've got to give a reason quite quickly through the day. Like, hey, and you've got to let them know that. So they're like, oh, comfortable. At night, literally just turn and like, hello, how's it going? That's it. Like, that's it. It's a really, really simple thing. Then you got your direct thing. It's still the Lair. So like, you know, the Lair went through like this direct obsession like 2 years ago. Everyone was just direct and just, yeah. Melbourne got hammered with, oh, you're beautiful. So, you can still this, but I would sort of say, if you genuinely feel it, because if you approach a girl and say, this is why this has a bad reputation. Like being direct has a bad reputation because guys generally approach and think, I'll just tell her she's pretty or I really like her dress, but they don't give a shit. And that's why guys have just fucking flooded the market with that stuff. So that's now why that's really cheesy. But if you see a girl walk past and she like floors you with like her beauty or something about it just like really, really hits you, that's when you go direct and that's when it's gonna fucking work. If a girl's like stunning and really your type, you know, just a girl that really like, you know, because everyone's gonna have different types, whatever. So keep your direct openers, I would say, for those girls. So they're just 3 little simple ones, yeah? So, and examples, so. Yeah, my #1 pet peeve in game is people feeling the need to be interesting. Every guy says that. They just think like they've got to fucking go in and do a song and a dance to get a girl's attention, and like they think they've got to be cocky and funny and interesting, and like the amount of times again clients here, you've heard like my recordings and guys just go, "What was that?" It's like, "Hey, yo, what's up? What's your name? Cool. What do you do? You're a cute girl." It's who you are that's resonating through more than what you're talking about. So, introduction, simple opener, simple question. Like, I mean, it's like, what brings you guys out tonight? How do you all know each other? Like, that's it. Just keep it really, really simple, and that's when you'll find that you have a lot less anxiety. And, you know, believe it or not, the more you do it, if you go out and approach 10 girls tonight in a really, really simple fashion, like, excuse me, hey, I just had to come say hi, like, you're rocking this little outfit, what's your name? Like, you get even 5, you're going to get a couple turn around really well. So you just need the reference points. So, you know, a really common thing is, I run out of stuff to say. I actually don't buy that. I don't believe it, because I think when you're with friends, you never run out of stuff to say. When you're with family, you never run out of stuff to say. I think the only difference is that you're in a position of discomfort. You know, it's like, just be yourself. If I was being myself, I'd be at home fucking watching a documentary on my bed eating fucking Tim Tams or some shit. Like, being in a bar, talking to people you don't know, loud music, groups, all this shit, who the fuck can be themselves in that environment, you know? You've just got to get more and more comfortable with it. So if you're running out of stuff to say, it's a really impractical piece of advice, but it's, I find, the most true. You have to go out and do this more. Just do it more and try and focus this thing here. Don't try and be anything, just try and relax. Try and stay present. Because everything you need from the girl, every time you're talking to someone, that's 20, 30 years of their fucking history combined with yours. That's, you know, it's 40, 60 fucking years of experience and shit you can ask about. But I don't know what to say. That's kind of like, you know, that's crazy. There's so many things to say. It's just that you're trying to be too interesting. You're trying to think that every guy says this. Every guy's fucking retarded. You guys in this room are the fucking best at approaching women in Melbourne, I guarantee it. Because I'm out there every weekend and I see them and it's fucking dismal. So, it's embarrassing. So, yeah, by just having some simple things up your sleeve like this, having a decent, I think someone mentioned maybe Matt, just a little bit of intention. I find the 3 most common mistakes with normal guys: 1, they don't approach; 2, they don't close; 3, they don't show any intent. So just go out and talk to this girl for 5 minutes, have this nice conversation, if they manage to approach, this nice pleasant conversation, and just go somewhere else, have another one. And then they just either end up with all really nice friends if they're really attractive, or just kind of, you know, which is not bad, it's still, you're still approaching, it's cool. But if you're not showing interest in anyone, yeah, who needs more friends? Like, that sounded really fucking, sorry. Yeah, main one for tonight. Wings are worth their weight in gold. Like I said, when I got to Melbourne, my game was kind of going like this. And then I met the guys that I go out with, like, that I went out with every Friday and Saturday. We just went, psh. We just got like a little group of 3, 4 guys, went out every Friday and Saturday night. We started emailing each other from work, Monday morning, like, Friday night, we're, you know, and if we'd have shit weekends, we'd go on like redemption missions. We've got to redeem ourselves. So really try all that you can tonight to get some good wings. Like, I know I can see a couple guys here that have actually spoken to me recently about not having anyone to go out with. So now's your best fucking chance. Like, I destroyed these types of events when I started, just getting like numbers from guys, you know. So how to wing. I find guys winging, again, not wrong, just what I perceive to be a bit cringeworthy. And the most common one is the double up. You'll see like 2 girls, they'll go, let's go now, and they'll like, and it's like just this, and again, it's not wrong per se, I just see it all the time. It's like, well, it's just so cliche, it's so, I don't know. So we've got one disputer already.
Why don't you try?
Okay, sure. My preferred way of winging is, let's say Tim is talking with, you know, 3 girls or whatever. I'll actually get my phone and I'll come and just sort of stand near him and just actually really bored. Just on my phone, just kind of looking around. And at some point, my friends that go out with me know this very well. Just kind of go, hey, come, call me in. And it's like, oh, sorry, hey, how are you? And it just, I don't know, you know, if you want to employ that or whatever, but to me it just seems more, I don't know, it's just, it's like a guy gets in there, and even if you don't do the double approach, another common one is guy gets in there and talks, and the other one stands a meter behind us going. And it's really fucking creepy. So just linger around at you know, at the right time, just having fucking, just like, hey, El, come in. And then you've got to have the old, like, fucking, who does he like? Generally, I would encourage you to stand next to the one You like just kind of go, oh, this is Mandy and this is Jess, and he kind of goes, oh, hey Mandy, Jess, how you going? Well, Rick, you know, bang, and he's in it. And then divide and conquer sounds a bit, you know, misogynistic, whatever. But I guess what I'm sort of saying is split them up. Don't have a group conversation for a fucking hour, because it's just get a little bit of a personal bubble going on, because then when you try and close, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier. There's going to be a reason to close rather than we've had this big group conversation. I want yours and he wants yours. And it's just like, you know. So yeah. Last point and then I'm done. Fucking close. Like, drives me nuts. Just guys that finally get into this and they go out and approach and talk and then just don't close. Like, you've done the hardest thing. You've approached. Like, you fucking come to this night. You know, just close. I don't care if it's even Facebook, you know. If you're a bit iffy on the situation, just, you know, you're on Facebook. Easy. That's generally how I close. It's not some gradual escalation to close. It's just chat for a little while and go, look, I got to shoot, because I'm usually working, so I can't stand around and have a good time. So for me, it's like, look, you know, love talking to you. I've got my friend over there is waiting. I kind of ran off in to talk to you, but seem cool. Are you single? Can I grab your number and send you? I'd like to finish this conversation, you know, and that's it. Like, and I find guys often sort of say, that, you know, I didn't know sort of how to close because we just chatted about normal things. Just sort of, you know, if you're chatting and you're getting along, she's a cool girl. That's it. You know, I don't care if you're talking about avocado in the fucking supermarket. This is soft, is it? You know, whatever. Like, and then just kind of go, you know, you're a super cool girl. Like, you're super cute. You have a really nice energy. Are you single? Could I coffee, drink sometime? Maybe. Do you know? Like, fucking close. Just do it. And I had this conversation with this gentleman before. There's this perception that you have to, you know, talk to people for hours before you can get their phone number. It's just crazy. Like, chat with a girl, establish you're not a psycho, establish she's not a psycho, establish some connection, get the hell out of there. That's kind of my night game. Just, you can close after a couple of minutes. You really, really can. Like, you don't have to spend hours with them and get drinks and do all this. Like, just, if it's there, close. That's it. This is a really cool way to close if you've kind of gone in, had a bit of a chat, and then gone back to your friends or whatever. Just go back and go, like, oh, hey, you're here. I'm shooting off. I wanted to come say goodbye. Like, where he goes off to, have a cool. And then just kind of going for, I don't know, I find it has a lot of, some kind of validity to it, because you've fucked off for the last hour and then you're like, hey, bye, I'm out of here. Hey, you're cool, bang. And then, you know, it's, I don't know why, it just feels really natural to me. So don't ever feel that you can't go back and close a girl. This is probably one of my favourite things to do, you know, just chat, especially at the start of the night where you've got done your warm-up approaches, you know, and go back, say goodbye, find out what they're doing, cool. And then, and it's also a good indicator as well, because you'll get a fair idea of how much she actually did like you the first time, because when you go back and you're like, hey, I want to say goodbye, she's like, bye, you're just like, whoa, that was, you know, she's, you know, not as keen on me as I thought, so it's a bit of an indicator. But if she kind of bails, oh, where are you going? You know, it gives you an indicator of where she's at. So, kind of was my final tip. So, that's pretty much it. Questions or anything?
Yes, sorry, a couple.
We'll go through three questions if they're up. If not, cool.
With the opening, can you talk us a little bit about like transitioning? Because I find that a lot of my approach anxiety is not the actual approach. And
yes.
I know that I will go blank.
You'll go blank after?
Yeah, and it's just that getting from the initial conversation. Sometimes I feel like I'm dragging it out way too long.
Okay.
You just talk about trying to get into a real, just do it live.
Okay, I find guys get weirdly addicted to, I run out of stuff to say. I don't know why, but it's almost like, it's fine for you, but I run out of stuff to say. It's almost like it becomes part of their identity. So it's almost like your brain fucking works for you. Like, you know, you're the ruler of your brain, not the other way around. So at the moment I'm getting the sense that you're kind of like, this is who I am. You know, you're not. Almost just, when you feel it come up, just fucking crack the shits with your brain. Just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm here, I'm a fucking cool guy. Yeah, I run out of shit to say, cool, what's like, just, do you know what I mean? Like, overpower it. This is something I went through where I just got so frustrated with a lot of this sort of stuff that, you know, you just get so, it's like when guys can't approach, they go out and can't approach, and then there'll be a point where they'll smash through the glass, like the girl will just be amazing and they can't do it and they're like, ah, fuck this shit, and then they just go on a rant. One of the best clients I ever had, it took me like hours to get him to approach, and then when he did, the dude went fucking mental. Did anyone know Chris? Little Chris, when he's here, little dude joined the army. No.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Dude went fucking crazy. It was just cheat. That's yeah. Yeah. So I would sort of say, try and just overpower your brain. Just don't accept it of yourself. It sounds like just a bit of a like a bit of a fallback thing. Do you know what I mean? So try that. Try and have some follow-up things, like just a couple of follow-up questions. What brings you guys out? You know, one of mine is just like, so who are you? And they inevitably go, what do you mean? I was like, who are you? You're cute. I'd come talk to you. And so what do you? What do you love to do? So have a couple of fallback lines, not necessarily like weird pickup things, but a couple of fallback lines that can help you.
Can you see a couple more examples? Sorry.
Yeah, so you could sort of say like, mine is inevitably, what brings you guys out tonight?
Yeah.
It's a group. How do you all know each other?
Yeah.
Approach a girl, say she's on her own. It's like, oh, I like this. You've done that. I don't know how much time you spent getting ready, but that was worth it. That's awesome. Very good. Go you. What brings you out tonight? Cool. Ah, from work. You know, what do you do for work? Blah blah blah. All that sort of shit. So who are you? What do you like love to do? Just that. Just who are you? What do you love to do?
Sometimes I feel like I'll approach and then I'll be like, oh, so how do you guys all know each other?
Yep.
Because then the energy's just like crashed immediately.
Okay.
And that was like got to be boring pretty much. It's
Okay.
not fun.
You're totally fucking yourself up. This is your head just kind of like. It's like what Brad said before, how when you believe something, you're going to find more and more evidence for it. So if you're going out tonight thinking like, I keep running out of stuff to say, and you know, they crash because I'm boring, I need a better, you're actually going to find more and more until you start to overpower that. You're going to find more and more proof for it. Do you know? It's like when dudes just convinced they're ugly when they're really attractive. You know, they'll just get, they'll find evidence for that. You know. And lastly, I would say go out, stay in there, and stay comfortable. Just stay in there. Get comfortable with discomfort. So approach, just kind of go, cool. Chris said stay. I've done that with clients when they always run off. Just kind of go, fucking stay. I don't care if the girl's like going, just stay. So try that. Yep.
Let's add on that a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not necessarily like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's simple as that, like, oh, don't take down like what Chris is actually saying. It's more the vibe that he's giving off. It's like kind of like, I don't give a fuck. I'm cool with who I am. I know that's a big mindset to have, but that's how he's coming across. And when we can feel that, it's like I'm not trying to take something from you.
Sure. I'm
giving to you, and like I just want to see
Yeah.
a cool girl for me. Not like, can I get something for you? This approach has to go like this, because if it doesn't go like this, then fuck.
Yeah, definitely. I find that your main belief on who you are comes through when you approach. So try and pinpoint the main thing that you're believing every approach. So for mine is like, I'm here, love me or loathe me. I'm just testing. Like, hello, I'm here. Do you like? No, cool. What? Like, that's it. Just, So when you approach tonight, try and think of like, if you could summarize it in one thing, what it is when you're approaching that one emotion, then you'll be able to work with it.
When you approach, are you pretty much, like, is your personality exactly like this? And the way
Pretty much, yeah. Unless I've had a rough day or I'm tired. Actually, a good example was last weekend. I went out on Friday night, fucking destroyed the place. Saturday night, one of the roughest nights I've had in a long time. Like, just struggled, man. Like, I think I approached like 7 girls and I could just feel myself just like, rrr. But the very fucking night before, just was in bars just ripping them apart, bouncing around the place. So, a lot of you guys tonight might have rough nights, you might have good nights. That doesn't mean, it doesn't mean where you're at, it just means where you're at for tonight, So generally yes, but if I'm a bit shaky or whatever, no, not at all. You're like, I know, oh. One last question. Yeah, no, all good? Sweet, well, that's me.